आप जो प्राइम टाइम पे देख रहे हैं वो न्यूज नहीं है।
You to really describe and elaborate to my audience what is the current situation right now and what is the future in our country of journalism.
You can sum it up in a three-letter word, bad. It's BAD in capital letters. सरकार जो है वो थोड़ी सख्त है कि अपने खिलाफ एक भी शब्द नहीं सुन सकती, तो obviously वो businessman जो है वो डरेगा.
In this particular episode, I talk about the realities of journalism in our country and what future does it hold. I also talk about the contentious farm laws. I have with me Arun Singh, who works as a reporter at NDTV India. Enjoy the episode. Okay. Hello, Arun. Welcome to the Honest Discussion series, and this is your host, Asleem Grover. So, usually I run people through my podcast and I introduce them. But as you've got a very dynamic profession, I want you to tell my audience what you do and also how do you manage your Instagram and, being an influencer with what you currently do as your profession.
Thanks, Asleen, for having me. I'm actually thrilled to have this chat. So what I do, I report and anchor for NDTV. But I've been in media from last 10 years. I started at the age of 18. I started with radio. I always wanted to be a radio jockey.
Wow.
While I was in 9th or 10th standard, I wanted to be a radio jockey. And that's how it started. I was passionate. So I continued my job with my regular education as well. And I've always been a multitasker that way. Not that I'm like fronting or anything, but this comes naturally to me. And I can't function if I'm not doing multiple things. I have to do multiple things. Only then I give my 100%. Basically, I perform well under pressure, is what I think. Otherwise, if it's a Vela day, then I'm just a lazy person. But if I have a lot of things going on, I think I can excel then. So I worked in radio. Then I worked, along with this, I was also writing with the Times of India for their city edition back in Jalandhar. I'm from Jalandhar. And this is while I was pursuing my graduation. Then I went on to work with some home shopping channels. I did that for 4 or 5 years in Delhi, in Bombay or Mumbai. And then eventually I landed up doing digital, so I started with CJ, which is like a Korean brand. I was producing digital content for them, and then NDTV Hop hired me. So NDTV hired me for the new venture, which is Hop. And eventually now I'm...
Could you elaborate that a little bit?
Which part? The digital part?
Yeah.
So how NDTV happened?
Yeah.
So I was producing digital content. Just like you are a YouTuber, I am still running this YouTube channel. So I was always very keen to produce digital content. I was doing that. And then NDTV was starting a digital venture called NDTV Hop. They were starting a mobile TV channel, a vertical mobile TV channel, Hop. So I sent them some samples and they were like, okay, cool. And then I sent them some screen test and all, and that happened. So I started doing that, but because I was in news department of Hop, news for millennials, and because I had an experience in anchoring in the past, so TV also started using me for reporting. And eventually I got shifted to NDTV 24/7 for their reporting and anchoring.
That's great. Yeah. And I also want to talk about journalism in our country because we keep on hearing, a lot of stuff. So I want you to really describe and elaborate to my audience what is the current situation right now and what is the future in our country of journalism.
You can sum it up in a three-letter word, bad. It's BAD in capital letters. That's what the condition of media is in our country. And everybody knows it. And now the point is, अब इतना ज़्यादा बुरा हो चुका है कि अब कोई जिक्र भी नहीं करना चाहता इसका, because अब पता है सबको हाँ बुरा है. So that is what the current state is. Luckily, there are few platforms which are still maintaining those basic standards of journalism. तो वो है, उनकी वजह से अभी सरवाइव कर रहा है जितना भी है. फ्यूचर उन्हीं के जरिए है, लेकिन मैं अब ज्यादा फ्यूचर डिजिटल की तरफ देखता हूँ. मुझे ऐसा लगता है डिजिटल इज द फ्यूचर, बिकॉज मैं जब यहाँ इस बार आया, मैं इससे पहले बॉम्बे में था, तो वहां तो चलो मेरे पास टीवी और वो सब सेटअप था, बट इस बार जब मैं दिल्ली शिफ्ट हो रहा था तो मैं अपना सामान नहीं लाया, तो मैंने अभी तक टीवी नहीं रखा था अपने पास, जस्ट गॉट इट इंस्टॉल्ड लाइक फ्यू डेज बैक। तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि बहुत ज्यादा लोग टीवी कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं, और अगर कर भी रहे हैं तो बहुत ही पैसिव मीडियम अब हो गया है, एक्टिव नहीं है। मतलब आप टीवी देख रहे हैं लेकिन आप वो बैकग्राउंड में चल रहा है, आप या फोन पे हैं या अपने लैपटॉप पे हैं, कुछ भी है। तो मुझे लगता है कि अब प्राइम कंजम्पशन जो है हमारी वो मोबाइल पर है। दैट्स हाउ आई सी द फ्यूचर ऑफ मीडिया, व्हिच इज डिजिटल।
And also, like, I've heard this from someone that earlier there used to be state-owned publishers and all of it. तो उस टाइम पे तो मीडिया या जर्नलिस्ट को इतना फ्रीडम ही नहीं दिया जाता था. Like even today we talk about freedom of expression and that's a medium कि हम express कर पाए, but उस टाइम पे तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं होता था. So from that we have definitely come a long way. But do you think the history is repeating? क्योंकि अब वापस से वो आ चुका है time, like.
Yeah, so basically I think it all started with fear. तो जब आप एक बिजनेस में होते हैं, बहुत सिंपल सा लॉजिक है कि कोई भी बिजनेसमैन होता है वो एक फियर के अंडर जरूर रहता है, बिकॉज उसका बिजनेस है बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स पर डिपेंडेंट होता है। अगर मैं एक प्राइवेट सेक्टर का एम्प्लॉय हूँ, आप मेरे पास कोई थॉट्स लेने आते हैं मेरे, मैं बोल दूंगा हाँ हाँ ये। बिजनेसमैन के पास जाओगे कि ये, उसके दिमाग में बहुत 4 तरह की चीजें होंगी कि अरे मुझे ये ना इम्पैक्ट पड़ जाए, मुझे ये ना मैं कुछ गलत बोल दूं, कल को मेरे यहाँ पे छापा पड़ जाएगा, कुछ भी। So think of news channels as business houses. So they are under constant fear. और अगर सरकार जो है वो थोड़ी सख्त है कि अपने खिलाफ एक भी शब्द नहीं सुन सकती, तो ऑब्वियसली वो बिजनेसमैन जो है वो डरेगा। तो अब इसलिए वी कम बैक टू दैट कि कोई भी आउट ऑफ फियर कुछ अगेंस्ट बोलना नहीं चाहता, बोलता नहीं है। और कहीं ना कहीं बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म से भूल गए हैं कि एक जर्नलिस्ट का, एक न्यूज मीडिया हाउस का काम है, जरूरी नहीं कि सिर्फ मतलब आलोचना ही करे, क्रिटिसाइज ही करे, बट काम है टू चेक व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग। अच्छा भी कर रही है तो भी, बुरा भी कर रही है तो भी, बट अधिकतर बुरा। बिकॉज अच्छा तो फिर जब आपके पास आप कुछ किसी भी ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट से कुछ मंगाते हैं, वो अच्छे से काम करती है चीज, तो यू नेवर गो टू रिपोर्ट इट, राइट? और यू नेवर गो टू द फीडबैक सेक्शन, यू ओनली गो टू द फीडबैक सेक्शन when there's a problem in that product.
Yeah. And that is the essence of democracy as well, right? And that's the essence of, And don't you think that has really shaken the faith of functioning of democracy, the way currently journalism is operating in our country?
Of course. So see, the biggest power of democracy is people. People choose their government.
Yeah.
Right? And how do we choose that government? Information. Who's giving us that information? Media. So imagine the entire structure, imagine the entire pyramid is shaken here, because आप डेमोक्रेसी में चूज कर रहे हो किसी को एक इंफॉर्मेशन के जरिए, लेकिन अगर वो मेरे पास इंफॉर्मेशन ही गलत है, मुझे हर रोज फीड ही कराया जा रहा है कुछ गलत, और 100 बार कोई भी झूठ बोल दोगे वो भी सच लगने लग जाएगा। तो वो सिस्टम अगर ब्रेक हो गया तो आपका पूरा डेमोक्रेसी ब्रेक हो गया, और वही हो रहा है अभी।
Because I feel if you're feeding somebody misinformation, तो फिर वैसे ही ideologies adapt करते जाएंगे वो, and that is how we will elect our leaders as well, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. कि आपकी information अगर गलत है तो वो डेमोक्रेसी के लिए बहुत खतरनाक है।
Got it. Yeah. Also, bro, like I wish to get into the public policy sector. And I want to, like, because you're into journalism and it's kind of interrelated only, I want to know the current scenario of public policy in our country, and especially what has happened with the farm laws as well. So I want you to speak about that a little bit.
Yeah, farm laws, I think the biggest, I don't know what to say, the biggest shocker, let's say, was how these bills were brought. Right?
Yeah.
Because बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन करने वाली चीजें हैं। सबसे पहले तो आप एक पैंडेमिक से गुजर रहे हैं, सबसे पहले तो वही। दूसरा, जिस तरीके से हम सबने देखा ही है वो आईज और नोज वाला जो हुआ, क्लियरली वॉइस वोट से आप पास कर रहे हैं, और वो भी जब आपको पता है कि वॉइसेस हैं नो की बहुत सारी, एंड देन यू से कि नो देयर आर मोर आईज देन नो, एंड देन यू पास दीज लॉज। सो आई थिंक वहां से प्रॉब्लम ज्यादा शुरू हुई। फार्म लॉज जो 3 है, एक तो 3 नंबर, वैसे 3 सुनने में कम है लेकिन बहुत डेप्थ है इसमें। तो 3 अपने आप में, उसके अंदर बहुत सारे सब सेक्शंस हैं। तो वो उसके अंदर जाने के लिए तो कोई एक एक्सपर्ट ही बता पाएगा, और कोई एक लीगल एक्सपर्ट हो या पब्लिक पॉलिसी एक्सपर्ट हो बता पाएगा। वो बता रहे हैं और उसके दोनों साइड्स हैं, अच्छे भी हैं बुरे भी हैं, अभी तक हमें नहीं पता है क्योंकि वो अभी तक लागू नहीं हुए हैं एक तरह से। लेकिन मुझे लगता है प्रॉब्लम वहां से शुरू हुई जिस तरीके से पास किए गए। सो दैट इज वेयर द प्रॉब्लम बिगैन फ्रॉम। एंड अच्छे हैं मे बी, बुरे हैं मे बी, नो आइडिया, बट पब्लिक का कॉन्फिडेंस वहीं से हिल जाता है। So I think that is what went wrong with farmers' protests, is what I think. I mean, farm laws, and that is when we started seeing these farmers' protests.
Got it. And what do you think about the public policy sector in our country? What about other reforms, other policies? Don't you feel that there is a lot of politicians' influence into that, which it shouldn't be, because that is a domain of expertise, right?
Yeah, if you talk about public policy, of course there are experts, there are people who spend their entire lifetime into forming policies, studying it, and then they are sitting at like topmost positions. But again, as you rightly pointed, it gets politicized because आप इनको दो अलग-अलग देख ही नहीं सकते, because they also come under government. अब वहीं पे बात आती है कि आप गवर्नमेंट का आपका रवैया क्या है। अगर गवर्नमेंट ऐसी है कि अपने खिलाफ एक बात भी नहीं सुन सकती और एक ओपिनियन अगेंस्ट अगर चला जाए तो इट्स अ डील ब्रेकर फॉर देम। तो वही जो मैंने पहले एग्जांपल दिया कि बिजनेसमैन जैसे डर जाता है क्योंकि उसके बहुत सारे वॉलेटाइल फैक्टर्स पे उसका बिजनेस निर्भर है, उसी तरीके से आई थिंक पब्लिक पॉलिसी एक्सपर्ट्स आल्सो गेट इन्फ्लुएंस, बट एज लॉन्ग एज वी हैव बोथ द साइड्स in public policy sphere as well, as long as we have both the sides presenting their own opinion, right, left, center, whatever, I think we're fine, we're good. But अगर ये है कि नहीं, आप कुछ अपना thought ला ही नहीं सकते just because it doesn't align with what the common thought or belief is, I think that is when the problem begins.
And I was also reading it somewhere that you, being a public policy maker, you have to make a balance, and you just cannot, like, obviously people say that you have to see for the public because you're making policies for them, but certainly there will be a place when you will obviously try to benefit some sort of, like, you'll benefit it from, like, you'll benefit yourself with it as well, right? So a lot of stakeholders, they don't really balance it. Like, they usually tend to just take an advantage of it, and the people are not getting benefit from it. So if you make a balance out of it, then it's a better, it will be in a better position for sure.
Of course, वो तो है ही, लेकिन उससे भी ज्यादा मतलब वो, और उस बैलेंस को आप जस्टिफाई कर सकते हो, और या जो भी आपने पॉलिसी फॉर्म की है उसको आप जस्टिफाई कर सकते हो with the data that you must have got before forming it. So if you can back it up with like data, because not everyone is public policy expert and not everyone will like it also, right? But my point is, if you can justify it with data, with figures, let's say for example in this case there were no discussions with the concerned party, with stakeholders, with people who will be impacted. Although एक RTI भी file हुआ था, and the NDTV only filed one RTI about, like, you know, what the meeting, I mean, what it was, if there was any meeting or not, something like that. और भी कई लोगों ने RTI कुछ फाइल किए हैं, and उसमें I think there's no record of minutes of the meeting that might have happened or that government claims that they had. Because इस पे भी बहुत सारे ओपिनियंस हैं, हाँ हुई थी, नहीं हुई थी, कुछ लीडर्स थे, वो आए नहीं थे, हमने उन्हें बुलाया था, things like those. But so if you don't have like that to back it up, then it's problematic, because if you've not had a chat with a stakeholder, I mean, or a party which will be directly concerned with a policy, I think that's a big problem.
Got it. Okay, let's take a segue and get to the fun world, the Instagram, and what you actually do apart from journalism. And if you can talk about that, because I personally love watching your reels, and I send it to a lot of my friends as well, and they enjoy it too. So yeah, let's talk about your Instagram work.
Thanks, and thank you so much. Yeah, so I am a very chill इंसान, मतलब मुझे स्ट्रेस प्रॉब्लम और ये सब काफी, आई एम अ वेरी हैप्पी पर्सन बेसिकली, and I like comedy and I like cracking jokes, and that is what I am basically 24/7. That comes very naturally to me. And people who know me find it so funny to see me like all serious and all good boy on news, but like that is what it is. But why? I mean, a lot of people, or there's another opinion that I get that, oh, how do you do this fun part? And I'm like, no, this is me, but I do that part. The Instagram part is me. It's 100% me. That is what I am. I like creating content. I like being like, I like cracking jokes or whatever. But I'm made to do that, or I program myself to be serious. But I mean, it's very natural thing that I do on Instagram, and I really enjoy it. And I think you enjoy it because you're, I mean, natural at it. I mean, or that's your 100% true self.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. And how do you manage it? Because like I find it really difficult to like manage it with my academics and with my YouTube and everything. So like
I think I am a mad person because I don't know. Even sometimes I also think or tell myself, please, Arun, take a break, like chill. But I don't want to chill. I mean, that's on. I have always been like that. वही मैंने बताया ना, I love multitasking. So if I am like reporting, and if I'm on my way back, just before starting my drive, I'll quickly shoot something, and that's why most of my reels are made in my car also, because that is when I get that time. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a little mad about that, but again, I do this because I really like it. Like digital, as I said, is a very natural platform for me. I mean, I am quite 100% there, or my true self is there. तो शायद मुझे एफर्ट करने का मन भी करता है, बिकॉज मुझे लगता है कि वहां पे मेरी ट्रू पर्सनालिटी निकल के आती है, और या फिर मुझे सबसे ज्यादा मजा आता है. तो वही है, जैसे आप एक बच्चे का अगर स्कूल है तो वो स्कूल जाना उसे पता जरूरी है, लेकिन अगर उसे सबसे अच्छा खेलना लगता है तो वो जितना मर्जी थका होगा स्कूल में भी, फिर भी he'll go and play. It's just like that. So it's a play time for me, and I think that is why I get time.
And I wanted to ask you that as 2020 has pushed a lot of creators, Instagram especially, so where do you see the future of Instagram Reels and influencers basically? Because yesterday
what did you say? 2020 has done what?
Has pushed a lot of Instagram creators, right? Like influencers in general. They're creating
given them like a spike. Yeah.
And yesterday I had one of the YouTubers, Vedant Rusty, and he told me that most of them will make a shift to YouTube because that is where your loyal fan base would stay and not on Instagram Reels. So what do you feel about that?
So are we talking about YouTube versus Reels, or are we talking about pandemic?
No, we are talking about YouTube versus Reels,
Yeah, I agree. Pandemic has actually given a spike to a lot of creators. And when we talk about YouTube versus Instagram Reels, so see, I think every time a platform brings a new feature, it is always given a push. For example, my engagement with my IGTV or with my regular posts might not be as great as my Reels would perform. Yeah, I mean, I can be completely wrong with it though. But because Reels is new, and that is why I think it gets like pushed zyada. On the other hand, YouTube is an absolutely different platform. I mean, it's a search engine kind of thing, right? You go there and search, and then you, of course, you have loyal fan base. But I think if you talk about fan base, even Instagram has that. There are few creators who would pop on your feed time and again, or on your explore, just because they have a large fan base, and that's how they pop up on your feed as well. But I don't know. I mean, I can't really see these two platforms being compared. Very different. They're very different. They have their own dynamics.
Got it. And do you have any plans of like making full content for the YouTube and for the YouTube audience in general?
I have a channel. Okay. So I started with doing like different kind of videos. I mean, I've tried travel. So I keep trying. I tried travel. I've tried interviews. Then now what I do is, because this is a very demanding job that I am in, I barely get time. I mean, I wake up, I'm working on a story, then I'm reporting, then I'm coming back, and then I'm again working on a story. Or if I'm doing a show, then to bhul jao, because मैं अभी वापस जैसे आया हूँ, I'm just preparing for tomorrow's show, and then in the morning I'll do the same thing, and then उसके बाद फिर I'll go for reporting. So what I started doing now is I started doing these explainers, where I explain news in a quick way. That also comes very naturally to me because I like consuming news, but I don't like the way it is presented at older mediums, or let's say at conventional mediums. So I like consuming news, but I've started creating news in a style that I would like to consume it as. So what I do is I create one video, which is for Instagram, which is this explainer, and then I put it on both the platforms.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And like, as you mentioned, your job is quite exhausting in general, and when you're managing your Instagram as well. A lot of my friends who wishes to get into journalism, they told me to ask you this up, that what's that one piece of advice they need to follow when they get into this path? And also because they are kind of Instagram influencers as well, so how they should manage both the things.
If you want to get into journalism, you have to have the passion. Or I think in media, or even Instagram for that matter, I mean, you have to have passion because it's a crazy medium. TV or journalism, it's very exhausting. And especially if you're into a live kind of thing, then you don't have time, because abhi cheez ho rahi hai, you are reading and then you are delivering, that's it. Or you are consuming, you're delivering. So उसका बैकअप के लिए उसकी प्रेपरेशन जो क्या है, वो क्या है, जब आप फ्री टाइम में जो पढ़ते हो, जो लिखते हो, that is what your preparation is. So it's very exhausting. Basically, in your free time also you're working, and while things are happening, of course, you're delivering. So that can't happen if you don't have passion. You have to be mad, honestly, to survive. In TV journalism, I'm saying, or let's say in print also, I mean, you have deadlines, but in journalism, you need to be mad, because only then you can survive. Otherwise, you will be like, kya ho raha hai? Yeah, I need a break, or it's too much for me. And it's absolutely fine if it is too much for you, because then you can try another form of it. Like, for example, I think digital news is also very much like that. It's demanding, exhausting, but it's still very, compared to other mediums, still soft on you, I think. Yeah, so if it doesn't work for you, that's absolutely fine. I mean, you can still follow journalism, but think of it as a war. You are in a war, and you can't walk into, or you can't get into war half-heartedly.
Got it. And what's
आज मेरा अभी पूरा मन नहीं है.
And what's the process like before reporting? Like, what prep you do like before reporting?
It entirely depends on what the issue is. So बहुत सारे लोगों के strong points होते हैं कि उन्हें certain चीज के बारे में ज्यादा information रहती है. हर किसी का ऐसा होता है. तो अगर तो कोई, for example, अगर आप एक political rally करने जा रहे हैं और आपका पॉलिटिक्स में इंटरेस्ट है, आपको सब पता है उस बारे में, तो ज्यादा आपको प्रिपरेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. ज्यादा ये होगा कि हाँ, जो लीडर वहां कैंपेन कर रहा है उसके बारे में आप जान रहे हैं. लेकिन अगेन, अगर आप पढ़ रहे हैं, आप पॉलिटिक्स फॉलो कर रहे हैं, तो आपको वो भी पता ही होगा पहले. तो प्रिपरेशन ज्यादा करने की जरूरत पड़ेगी नहीं. आप वहां जाएंगे, जो हो रहा है उसे आप देख के रिपोर्ट करेंगे, दैट्स इट. चाहे आप प्रिंट में हो, चाहे आप टीवी में हो, जो आप देखेंगे कुछ अलग हो रहा है, कुछ नया हो रहा है, कुछ डिफरेंट आप देख रहे हैं, तो ज्यादा प्रेपरेशन की जरूरत पड़ेगी नहीं. लेकिन अगर कोई ऐसी चीज है जो नई है, फॉर एग्जांपल शुरू में मैंने जैसे ज्यादा मेडिकल स्टोरीज या ये नहीं कवर की थी, तो अगर मैं फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से अगर कोई वैक्सीनेशन का कुछ है, मैं उसके लिए जा रहा हूँ और मैं ज्यादा फॉलो नहीं किया न्यूज, ना मैंने ज्यादा रिपोर्ट किया है, तो फिर मुझे पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो मुझे जानना होगा किसके बारे में बात हो रही है, वैक्सीन का क्या चल रहा है, who are the contenders, what is their mechanism, what's the tech that they are using, what is the press conference about, or what is this story about. So that's the prep that you do.
Is it really tedious? That reading prep?
It depends. It entirely depends on what the issue is and how much you know about it. I mean, if it's a new thing that has just happened, of course you'll have to read up a lot. Or if it is something that is not of your interest, again, you'll have to read up a lot. But that is prep number one. Prep number two is when you go to the location, then you see what is happening. That also comes under prep. Before shooting, before recording, you see, for example, if it's a political rally and कोई अगर मिनिस्टर था जिसने 2 दिन पहले अभी किसी फीमेल के अगेंस्ट कुछ बोला है और वो वहां है, then you see how many women protesters are there. You see how many, I mean, female, what is the ratio of, things like those. I mean, that's like, I mean, बहुत ही lame example there, but I mean, that's like, that comes under your location prep. You go there and then you see, what is there.
Got it. And how should one keep their personal biases away from, while you're reporting? Because ऐसा होता होगा sometimes, don't you think कि you feel about certain things, but you cannot report that, right?
Yeah. I think for that, you need to listen to a lot of news professionals. Because वो कहीं ना कहीं आपका base फिर strong हो जाता है, because you listen to so many of their opinions, things कि this is right, this is wrong. So what will happen is, if you've read up a lot on journalism, if you've listened to a lot of these experts, if you have worked with top news professionals, what will happen is, for example, today Rasleen has told me कि ये चीज गलत है, XYZ गलत है. भले मेरे लिए वो सही थी अभी भी, और अभी भी है, थी भी और है भी, but Rasleen today has told me XYZ is wrong. So when I'm on ground, that XYZ thing happens, अभी भी मेरे मन में है वो सही है, लेकिन I'm like, no, उसने बोला था, Rasleen is a top professional and Rasleen has said this is wrong to do in journalism. Okay, I won't do it. Again, sorry for a very weak example.
Yeah, no, I get
but
it.
I mean, that is what it is. Because आपको अगर पता होगा कि let's say, okay, I'll give you another example. For example, if I'm a homophobic person, hypothetically, I'm a homophobic person, but I've read in journalism, I know, I mean, I know it from you, I know it from news professionals, that you can't, I mean, this is not a story जिसमें आप इसका anti-angle ढूंढेंगे, नहीं.
Got it.
Right? Because LGBTQ rights is a crucial thing, and there can't be another angle to it. There can't be कि no, but what if? No, but why not this? भले मैं एक homophobic इंसान हूँ, लेकिन when I go to report, I know this is wrong and I can't really go against it. Yeah, I think that is probably a better example, or maybe it helped.
Yeah, it did. Okay. And also, like, you are a Punjabi and you're a big foodie as well. So I want to know your top 5 favorite restaurants in Delhi, because I keep seeing your story. So you're a big foodie, I know that. So if you could just tell me.
I love street food. और मुझे दिल्ली के ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि, मतलब ऑनेस्टली भी मेरे दिमाग में तो ऐसा नहीं है कि हाँ मैं यहाँ जाऊंगा. मैं हर बार ही ये ट्राई करता हूँ कि कुछ नया ट्राई करूँ, और अगर स्ट्रीट फूड खाने का मन है तो स्ट्रीट फूड में क्या मैंने अभी तक एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया, और अगर कोई रेस्टोरेंट है तो क्या नहीं वो किया. तो मेरे मन में, मतलब जैसे अगर जहाँ भी मैंने अभी तक ट्राई किया, लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल चांदनी चौक, there are multiple restaurants that I love, whether it's parathe or whether it's dahi bade or things like that. So that is one. Number 2 is Pandara Road. I mean, I would like to explore more of it. Yeah, I've been to Gulatis and all that, but I want to like explore other options as well. I really like Perch in Khan. That's also nice. And then I know ITO के पास एक street food की बहुत अच्छी लेन है, like आम आदमी पार्टी के ऑफिस के पास. That's also really nice. That's number 4. And number 5, allow me to choose something from Noida as well. There's Lakshmi Coffee House. It's a very old South Indian place. I'm not a South Indian food fan at all.
Yeah.
But that place has made me love South Indian food.
Yeah.
Not completely, but partially, yes. So that would be a 5th one.
Got it. Okay, wow. Also, you have a lot of food bloggers as your friends, right? Like, so how did you build that network out of your journalism ka network? Or like, were they your college friends?
Honestly, I don't see it as network. Again, I'm a very happy, haha, hoo person. And I'm social, you can say. I mean, I don't go out that frequently, but I'm social as well. So it happened like that because like if we've met, or if tomorrow if you message me or if we start interacting, I'm like, I'm chill, I'm cool. So I think that's how it happened. And also I used to do a show on social media stars or social media personalities called Socialize and Hop. So that is how basically I know these guys, and that is where it started. But it's like I don't see it as a network because there are many people that I know, but I don't talk to them, I don't follow them till date.
Got it.
So it entirely depends on what the personal equation is. It's not like a professional network at all.
Okay, got it. And this is the second last question. Because I really admire your personality and also your communication skills. And this is the most demanded question on my channel, that how to build communication skills and how should one be fluent in English? Because you make that switch very easily, Hindi to English. And sometimes I'm like, whoa, okay, मुझे time लगेगा थोड़ा. So how should one do that?
Thanks for the compliment, but ये time के साथ होता है. It all comes with time. मतलब मैंने professionally 2010 में start किया था, right? Professionally. लेकिन obviously उसकी तैयारी तो उससे पहले की थी. But अगर फिर भी professionally भी देखें तो मुझे अब 10 साल से ऊपर हो गए. तो कभी-कभार ये होता है कि हम एक ऐसे इंसान को देख रहे हैं जो हमें नहीं पता. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं अपने 1 साल का अभी का एक्सपीरियंस शायद किसी अगर 20 साल वाले के साथ देखूंगा तो मुझे लगेगा कि ऐसा नहीं है, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. एवरीबडी कैन डू दैट. तो अगर किसी को मुझे देख के ऐसा लगता है कि ओहो मैं ऐसे क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा, तो उसके पीछे सिंपल रीजन यही है कि मैं 10 साल से कर रहा हूँ, और जो इंसान शायद अभी सोच रहा है उसने सिर्फ अभी शायद 6 महीने से प्लान बनाया टू इम्प्रूव. और मैं भी वहीं से शुरुआत किया. मैंने भी, मेरी कोई ऐसा कम्युनिकेशन स्किल फाड़ नहीं थे और अभी भी बहुत सारी इम्प्रूवमेंट्स करने की जरूरत है. लेकिन तो एक तो समय देना होगा. कम्युनिकेशन बहुत समय में आती है. दूसरा, पढ़ना लिखना और बोलना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू रीड अ लॉट, राइट इफ यू कैन, इफ यू वांट, एंड स्पीक. तो मैं बचपन में, बिकॉज बचपन में अगर कुछ भी न्यूज़पेपर था जैसे, तो आई यूज्ड टू रीड इट लाउड, एंड दैट इज हाउ आई स्टार्टेड लाइक practicing, because I knew I wanted to make career in something like this. So I think read and then speak, that is very important. And वही समय देना होगा. I think these are two crucial things. Time के साथ हो जाएगा. And English की जहाँ तक आपने बात की, again वो भी वहीं से ही, जितना पढ़ेंगे ज्यादा या जितना ज्यादा बोलेंगे उतना ज्यादा होता है. और कई लोगों के लिए कुछ और चीज काम कर सकती है, कई लोगों के लिए अंग्रेजी फिल्में देखना काम कर सकता है. आई एम नॉट एट ऑल इनटू इंग्लिश फिल्म्स, और मैंने नहीं देखी कभी भी, बट किसी के लिए शायद वो भी काम कर सकता है, बिकॉज बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं मूवीज इज द मोस्ट इजी वे टू लर्न न्यू लैंग्वेज. तो इफ दैट वर्क्स फॉर यू, इफ यू आर इनटू इंग्लिश movies, please turn on the subtitles and subtitles, because then you know what the spelling is.
So my last question is your future plans into this digital media, and also your future plans with your YouTube channel and as well as your Instagram.
Again, because I have years of experience behind me, उसने मुझे यही सिखाया, don't plan, do not plan, because आप प्लान कुछ करते हो, कुछ का कुछ हो जाता है. It's very good to have short-term plans. So for now, I have one clarity, that digital is my medium. I express in the most comfortable way on digital platforms. भले मैं वो NDTV के लिए कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मैं NDTV के लिए भी कभी-कभार डिजिटल करता हूँ, और भले मैं अपने YouTube या Instagram के लिए कर रहा हूँ. So that is one clarity that I have. And short term वो ये रहेगा कि मैं digital news में जाना चाहता हूँ, और चाहता हूँ क्या, अभी मैं कर ही रहा हूँ. मतलब NDTV is also like it has a strong base in digital as well. So yeah, digital news is what I see my future in.
Any scope for international media or something like that?
Sorry?
Any scope for international media houses or that? Are you approaching those international houses?
I'm not approaching, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not approaching, but I'm happy with like what I'm doing today, and of course I'll see how the way really takes me.
Got it. And for your Instagram and YouTube? and that audience.
Plan for
Yeah.
Instagram and YouTube. YouTube has been very slow for me, terribly slow for me. Also, I believe because उसका एक कारण ये है because मैंने हमेशा उसे ऐसे treat किया कि ये मैं साथ साथ करता रहूँगा. My main thing is this कि मैं साथ साथ करता रहूँगा, and that
Same
is
with me.
not how it
Same with me.
Yeah, that is not how it happens because it's a very demanding and exhausting
Yeah.
medium. You can't treat it like a secondary job, which I've done in many years. So I think plan is just to upload content now. ज़्यादा सोचता नहीं हूँ और Instagram पे भी वही कर रहा हूँ. I want to experiment with different kind of content. So I do like funny stuff, I do serious stuff, explainers or some ऐसे ही बिना sense वाले reels also. So I think I'd like to experiment. बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं they have cracked social media. They're lying. Nobody can ever crack social media. So my plan is just to create content, honestly, for YouTube and for Instagram. I'll keep trying. If something clicks like in a big way, that'll be great. But I'll keep trying different things.
Got it. And just last thing, one piece of advice for all the audience and viewers who are consuming the news and how they should build their perception towards one particular thing in Punjabi, and you can say it in Punjabi.
Yeah, my closing lines will be in Punjabi, but मैं आपको quickly ये बता देता हूँ कि जहाँ तक बात है टीवी न्यूज़ की, आप जो प्राइम टाइम पे देख रहे हैं वो न्यूज़ नहीं है, वो डिबेट डिस्कशन, उसे न्यूज़ ट्रीट करना छोड़ दीजिए. और जो भी आप देख रहे हैं टीवी पर स्पेशली, अब आपके पास इंटरनेट की पावर है. Just go cross check it if you have doubt. Our gut is the best filter. जो आपके दिमाग में अगर क्वेश्चन मार्क आता है, वो आप अपने आप को मतलब सबसे समझदार आदमी, इंसान, औरत ही मानिए. और आपको अगर थोड़ा सा भी कहीं पे भी डाउट लगता है, that means that doubt is there for a reason. If you think, can this be true? Is it true really? Or it's quite shocking. Go on internet, check it, but on internet also check it from reliable sources.
Yeah.
Now, how do you know which are those reliable sources? You keep consuming and then you know, okay, there's Boom Fact Check. Okay, this is one website जो fact check करती है. Okay, great, that is my platform. ऐसी करते करते आपको धीरे धीरे प्लेटफॉर्म पर चलेंगे और वहां पे again choose your sources wisely. और अगर आपका जो सोर्स है वो आपके दिमाग में इंफॉर्मेशन से ज्यादा क्वेश्चन मार्क ला रहा है, तो फिर आपको पता है वो रिलायबल सोर्स नहीं है. So just be very careful on what you watch on TV, and if you think debates and prime time is news, that's absolutely false.
Got it. So
I'm talking about channels other than any TV, of course.
Sure, got it. So thank you, Arun, for coming on my channel, and I definitely got a new lens, to see journalism in our country, and it was really informative.
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਹੈ ਰਸਲੀਨ ਜੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮੌਕਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ. ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ. I'm a Punjabi, but I cannot speak Punjabi also fluently. But I can understand. Yeah, I can understand.
That's absolutely fine. I'm brought up in Punjab, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, got it. I can only speak, got it. I can only speak Sat Shri Akal, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਢੇਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਪਿਆਰ, like the Diljit Dosanjh wala thing. That is it. And that is my channel.
That is what your opening line is, right?
Yeah, that is my opening line. Yeah.
Great. Keep up the good work. I'm glad to know that somebody who's not pursuing mass comm is doing YouTube and all. I mean, it's in your age, it's very rare to see, but I'm glad.
Thank you so much. And we'll definitely catch up once I come back to Delhi. I'll take you to my favorite food joints because we both are foodies and Punjabis.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.